Imagine a world plunged into this winter that just feels wrong. It's not just cold, the trees aren't behaving right, holding onto leaves way too long.
Yeah, and then when they finally drop them, the whole world underneath is just stark gray. Like a black and white photo, all the life just drained out.
It sets the scene perfectly for what we're diving into today, a story where the seasons themselves are broken, ancient magic is stirring, and, well, new powers are popping up where you least expect them.
Absolutely. We're exploring excerpts from Faerie Winter, a really rich fantasy narrative. It tackles some big themes: survival, magic, definitely responsibility, and these incredibly tangled, sometimes dangerous links between worlds.
And at the center is Liza, a young woman kind of thrown into this endless, perilous winter. She's got to deal with family secrets, magic she barely gets.
Right, and she's ultimately fighting for the soul of her world.
So our mission today is to unpack Liza's journey, get a handle on the magic she uses and faces, and see what her personal struggle tells us about courage, about choices, and maybe that hope for spring.
And hopefully you get some real insights into this world. It's one where actions have serious consequences and where well, truth is powerful, but often pretty painful too.
Okay, so let's start with Liza's town, Franklin Falls. It's trapped in this unnatural winter. You mentioned the landscape, that grayness. What are the immediate dangers beyond just the cold and the wrongness of it?
Well, it's changed. Before this specific winter set in, the danger actually came from the trees themselves. They called them sleeping trees, but their roots, their branches, they could attack people. Scary stuff.
Wow, okay, so the trees were hostile?
They could be, but now they're truly dormant, just sleeping deeply. But the problem is something else has taken their place. The woods are now haunted by these human shadows from before.
Shadows, like ghosts.
Sort of echoes, remnants of people lost during this massive war they had with Faerie. And Liza, along with her friend Matthew, who's a wolf shifter, by the way, they're patrolling at night, trying to, well, lay these shadows to rest. It's grim work.
I can imagine. And this endless winter, it must be hitting the town hard, practically speaking.
Oh, absolutely. The crops they rely on haven't grown. Even trees you'd expect to be fine. The pines and firs, they're turning brown, dropping needles. It's bad enough the town council has started short rations.
Rations. That's serious.
It is. And layered on top of all this is Liza's own gnawing fear. She performed this summoning, bringing a strange tree, a quia tree, from what she calls a dead land, into their world. Now she's terrified she might be the reason everything is dying, that she called death itself into her world.
That's a huge burden for her. And she has this magic, you said, summoning.
Yes, she's a summoner, and her magic often triggers visions, usually when she sees reflected light. And one vision is particularly disturbing. She sees her mother, Tara, years ago, terrified, fleeing from a fairy named Kaelin, who Liza knows as Caleb.
Caleb, the healer.
The very same. In the vision, Tara's clutching human clothes, accusing him of oaths and bindings, saying things like, "I thought it was real, Kaelin, everything I felt." It's heartbreaking.
Oaths and bindings. That sounds ominous. And this Caleb is someone important in her life.
He is. He's a fairy healer who actually risked his own life to save Tara years ago when she was poisoned in Faerie. So this vision throws everything into question. We also see Caleb's sister Corinne in the vision, talking about Tara like a human captive, even suggesting binding her, like a hawk needing hood and jesses.
So right away, this hints at something dark about fairy magic, specifically this glamour they mention, even from someone who supposedly cared, like Caleb.
Exactly. Glamour isn't just simple suggestion. It's painted as this deeply insidious magic. It doesn't just control your actions. It worms its way into your feelings, your perceptions, making you believe the controller's desires are your own. It strips away your will, but leaves this, illusion of choice.
That's terrifying. It makes you question every interaction.
It does. And that vision is crucial foreshadowing. It suggests that love, connection, free will, all of it could potentially be a construct under glamour, a really nasty tool.
And this tension with fairy magic soon explodes into a very real human crisis, doesn't it, with Ethan?
Right. Things escalate fast. Liza and Matthew find a young boy, Ben, dead, burned and buried in the snow.
Oh, no.
And then, moments later, they find Ethan, another boy about Liza's age, also burned, trying to run away deeper into the woods. Liza instinctively uses her summoning magic. She calls out, "Ethan, come here!" And he stops, terrified, and blurts out, "It wasn't my fault, the children, I tried." He's clearly the fire starter.
A kid with uncontrolled fire magic, in a town already terrified of magic from the war. How does that go down?
Predictably badly at first. The council, the older generation, they want him gone. Magic is feared. But then something interesting happens. All the afters, that's the kids born after the war, many with their own magic, they band together.
The kids with magic.
Yeah, they unite to protect Ethan. Matthew, being one of them, basically stands up to the council, declaring, if this town wants to send him away, they'll have to get past all of us first. It's this powerful moment of solidarity among the younger generation who see magic differently.
But Ethan's magic is dangerous. It leads to Liza's house catching fire, right?
It does. His control is just not there. And in the chaos, Liza uses her summoning power again, this time on her own mother, to get her out safely. She commands, Mom, Tara, come here, come with me, Mom. And her mother just freezes, then obeys, completely unable to resist the command.
That must have been incredibly shocking for both of them.
Definitely. Liza saves her, yes. But seeing that raw power, that lack of choice in her mother's eyes, it's jarring. And Tara is clearly traumatized, saying, I won't lose another fire starter. Later, she finally confesses her own past experience with fairy glamour.
So her mom experienced this firsthand.
Yes, confirming it's this magic that controls minds, will, everything. And she says it comes to the Fae more easily than the magics they had to be taught. It reveals just how powerful Liza's own summoning is, and how terrifying it can be, even used with good intent.
And then comes this really bizarre twist about Liza herself. She suddenly finds she literally cannot lie.
It's a shock to her system. She tries to say something untrue, just a small thing and nothing. No words came out. My chest tightened. I couldn't do it. Her mom explains it's something that happens to human children with magic sometimes. It mirrors the fairy folk, who apparently cannot say things they do not mean.
So honesty isn't a choice for her anymore. It's like a physical law.
Exactly. She always tried to be truthful, but she thought it was a moral choice. Now it's inherent. It completely reframes her reality. If truth is built in like that, what does it even mean to choose honesty? It's a fascinating look at truth and will.
And this inability to lie, combined with her mother's confession about glamour, unlocks another piece of the past.
A huge piece. Her mother reveals that she and Caleb Kalin were blamed by some Fae, including Caleb's own sister Karen, for starting the war.
Starting the war? Why?
Because of the implications of glamour, and because Caleb, a powerful Fae, chose a human. It connects directly back to Liza's first vision, Tara's fear of oaths and bindings. Suddenly, Liza's family history isn't just personal. It's tied to the cataclysm that shaped their entire world. History itself might have been twisted by glamour.
Wow. Okay, so Ethan is critically ill from his burns, and the town healer can't help. Matthew decides to go find Caleb, the fairy healer.
Right, despite everything, Caleb is the only hope. And Matthew, being a wolf shifter, can travel fast. But Liza insists. She tells him, if you're not back by first light, I'll come after you. And then we keep each other safe. Their bond is incredibly strong.
She means it too, so she sets out when he doesn't return.
She does. And she runs into two brothers, Johnny, who has this kind of stalking magic, and his younger brother, Kyle, who can talk to animals. But then she shows up, Ellen.
The fairy girl from the vision, Corinne's daughter.
That's her, dressed in green, clear hair, and bright silver eyes. And she immediately uses glamour. It's chilling. She makes Kyle take out his own knife and start to cut himself.
What? That's horrific.
It is. Liza reacts instantly, using her collar magic again. Kyle, come here. It breaks the glamour, pulls him towards her. He just clings to her, saying, stay with you, like a scared little kid, which he is. It shows how brutal Elin can be.
And then Ellen captures Liza.
Yes, and forces her to walk towards Claiborne, which is Ethan's destroyed hometown. The description is grim, burned houses, bones scattered around, this awful burned meat smell. Liza puts it together. Elin must have used glamour on Ethan, commanded him to burn his own town.
Just devastating. The level of cruelty.
It's profound. And then things get even more complicated. Corinne arrives, Caleb's sister, Ellen's mother, and she addresses someone else who arrives with her. Mother, it has been a long time.
Mother, so this is the Queen of Faerie.
Ariana, the lady. And she is absolutely ruthless. Almost immediately, she transforms her own daughter, Elin, into a red-tailed hawk to chase after Kyle, who has this special quia leaf Caleb gave Liza's mom.
Transforms her own daughter into a hawk. Just like that.
Just like that. And then, perhaps even more chillingly, she turns her attention to Matthew, who has also been captured. With just a touch, a subtle exertion of glamour, she turns him into my wolf. He leans into her touch, protective of her, even snarling at Kyle. When Kyle cries out, Matthew's never mean, the lady just says, he is whatever I command him to be.
Oh, that's crushing for Liza. Seeing Matthew, her closest friend, just lost her like that. Under control.
It's a terrible display of power. But then Corinne steps in. She explicitly defies her own mother, the queen. She tells the lady she values Liza. This act of defiance seems to break the strongest hold of the glamour on Liza, who collapses, just overwhelmed, realizing how small and weak I truly was.
Corinne defies the queen. For Liza.
She does. There's real skill in her voice. She reminds them she fought in the war, but also that she protects humans, her students. And this leads to a really pivotal moment. Corinne offers Liza an oath.
An oath, like the bindings her mother feared.
Similar, but different in intent, Corinne explains. The oath is to do no harm and to mend her world. Liza struggles with it at first, thinking, but I have done harm. Thinking about Ethan, maybe her mother, with her summoning.
Right, she feels responsible already.
But Corinne clarifies. The oath isn't about being perfect, she says. It's about intent. It's a promise to try to mend things, to strive for good. And crucially, it offers a small protection against glamour. It reframes responsibility. It's not about never messing up, but about committing to fix things.
That's a powerful distinction, a commitment to repair. Does Liza take it?
She does. And almost immediately after, they find Kyle again. But Elin, still in hawk form, dives to attack him. And Kyle, this small, scared kid, just yells at the top of his lungs, "Go away, stupid bird!" And the hawk veers off. Kyle, amazed, just says, "I yelled the bird away."
Wait, he commanded the hawk, even though it was Elin under fairy magic.
Apparently. Corinne is stunned. Kyle, the little animal speaker, seems to have this incredibly rare ability not just to talk to animals, but to command them, even magically transformed or glamored ones. Corinne murmurs he has considerable power.
Wow. Another unexpected power emerges. Human magic, standing up to fairy control.
It really shifts the dynamic.
Yeah.
It shows that power isn't just with the Fae, and hope can come from surprising places, and maybe danger too.
So with this oath taken and Kyle's surprising ability revealed, Corinne starts actually teaching Liza how to use her magic more effectively, right? Beyond just summoning people.
Exactly. She teaches Liza to soften her focus, to look within things, not just at the surface, to see the shadow, not the human shadows of the dead, but the lingering life force, the potential, even inside dead seeds or the sleeping trees.
Like seeing the possibility of life.
Precisely. It's a way to connect with that deep, dormant energy. And Corinne guides her to use this to call forth the Quietry, the very one Liza summoned earlier, the one she feared brought death. Now she has to call it to life.
How does that go? Is it difficult?
Incredibly. Liza struggles, has to push past her fear and doubt. But finally she connects, she calls to it, commands it. Grow, seek air, seek sun, seek life.
And does it work?
Oh, it works. But it's not gentle. The magic is described as raw, almost violent. A green rope of energy pulls from that dead land, and as life surges back into the tree, thorns and leaves lash out, attacking both Liza and Corinne. It's like life itself fighting its way back.
A painful rebirth. Is there a cost to wielding that much power?
A significant one. When Liza wakes up afterwards, her left hand, the one she reached out with, has turned to stone.
Stone, permanently.
It seems so. A direct consequence, Corinne suggests, of the lady's lingering magic from their confrontation, amplified by the immense energy Liza poured into waking the tree. It's a stark, physical reminder of the sacrifice involved, the price of mending the world.
That's heavy. But does calling the tree work? Does spring return?
It does. And with it comes some profound changes. Remember the townsfolk who were transformed into trees? They shift back to human form, free from the trees, literally.
Wow. And Ethan, the fire starter, is he okay?
He's stabilized. Ironically, the lady turning him into a tree actually slowed down his dying process enough for Caleb, the healer, to finally tend to him when he arrives. A strange kind of accidental mercy from the queen's cruelty.
That is ironic. And there's another major revelation, too, isn't there? About Liza's mother?
Yes, a huge one. Mom is pregnant with Caleb's child.
With Caleb's child. But weren't they, the fairy teaching said that wasn't possible.
Exactly. It was kept secret, considered impossible by fairy lore. But Corinne confirms it, and she seems genuinely happy, saying, "I am glad, for once, to be wrong." It completely reframes Tara and Caleb's relationship, their history, the reasons behind the war maybe. It's new life, literally defying old beliefs.
A symbol of a completely new future, maybe. What about Ellen, the granddaughter, the hawk?
Ellen takes a different path. She decides to return to Faerie, using a secret mirror belonging to another character, Kate. She says she's going to look after what remains of our people there. She takes her signature butterfly class with her.
So she's not staying to fight or continue the conflict. She's choosing responsibility.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
A different kind of responsibility towards her own people, perhaps trying to heal things on her side. It's a nuanced choice, suggesting maybe even those who cause harm can seek a kind of redemption or change.
Okay, but there's still Matthew. He's still a wolf, under the lady's glamour, that has to be resolved.
This is really the emotional climax, I think. Liza seeks him out. He's wild, still caught in the glamour. She uses her summoning magic, her caller ability again. But this time, it's different.
How so?
She doesn't command him. She remembers Corinne's lesson. She softens her gaze further. She looks past the wolf, focusing instead on that fainter shape within, the human shadow, huddled inside the wolf's shadow.
The real Matthew underneath the magic.
Exactly. And she doesn't command. She just calls to that shadow.
Gently.
Matthew, you're Matthew. She reaches out to that hidden part of him with her stone hand.
Using her mark of sacrifice not as a weapon, but as an offering.
Precisely. It's about recognition, connection, not control. And it breaks through. The human shadow inside the wolf responds to her. It acknowledges her and confesses the trauma he witnessed under glamour. I watched him die, referring to Johnny, Kyle's brother, whom Illinan killed earlier.
He remembers. He's coming back.
He shifts back. Right there, in the mud, he becomes human again. His real human fingers close around her stone ones. It's this incredibly powerful image of connection, acceptance, his return from that terrible controlled state.
And that connection is sealed.
Oh yes, there's a kiss, right there in the mud and the returning green. The text says, he tasted of earth and wolf and boy and Matthew, and I didn't want to ever let him go. It's just pure relief and reconnection.
Wow, a hard-won return. So the world is healing.
It seems to be. Spring is undeniably here, symbolized by a single bright purple crocus pushing through the mud. Franklin Falls isn't going back to hiding magic anymore. It's out in the open. People are finding their place in past. Charlotte, the girl with wood magic, becomes her carpenter father's apprentice. Hope, sister, a water worker, finds purpose. And Kyle, the animal commander, he's going to live with Liza and her mom.
So it's not just healed, it's changed, adapted.
Exactly. It's a fragile renewal, built on accepting these new realities, these powers, these hard truths. It's about integrating the magic, not suppressing it, building something new from the wreckage.
So looking back at everything we've covered, Liza's journey is immense, navigating this world where magic cuts both ways, destructive and life-giving, unearthing these deep family secrets, making choices that literally reshape her world.
And her own transformation, marked by that stone hand, that inability to lie, it really forces her and us to confront the weight of truth, the necessity of sacrifice, and this ongoing commitment she makes to mend things.
Yeah, the story really hammers home the power of facing uncomfortable truths, doesn't it? And the strength that comes from unexpected unity, like the Afters protecting Ethan, and just the sheer resilience of life pushing back.
Absolutely. Liza calling spring,
Yeah.
Matthew breaking free from glamour because she reached his true self, that impossible pregnancy. It all points towards hope, even when the wounds are deep and the history is dark.
It leaves you thinking, though. In a world like that, with ancient grudges, magic that can steal your very will, what does real freedom even look like?
And what are we, personally willing to sacrifice to protect the things, the people we care about? What does it truly mean to mend your world when the damage is that profound?
Definitely something to keep mulling over.